This is the OnePlus 5. The one I have here is the 64GB 6GB RAM with dark gray back. The other model is 128GB 8GB RAM and a matte black back. Apart from that, the two phones are identical. Let's start by taking a look at the device. In the front, you'll find a 16-megapixel f2.0 camera, a 5.5-inch AMOLED 1080 display, a fingerprint scanner that's also a home button, and capacitive button on each side of the home button. In the bottom, you'll find a speaker grill, a USB Type-C port, and, thankfully, a headphone jack. On the right side of the device, you'll find a power switch and the SIM card tray that supports dual SIM. On the left side, you'll find the volume rocker and the alert switch. And the top is left empty. And onto the back, it is made of aluminum and has a matte finish, which feels very good in hand, and has a dual cameras. The wide-angle camera is 16 megapixel f1.7, and the 2x zoom is 20 megapixel f2.6. One thing to note though, none of these cameras have optical image stabilization. They only have electronic image stabilization, and that's only in some modes. This phone also does not have IP rating, does not have SD card support, and does not have wireless charging. But it does have NFC support. On the inside, it has a Snapdragon 835, Adreno 540, and a 3300 mAh battery. With the Snapdragon 835 and the Adreno 540, and the fact that it's nearly stock Android with no bloatware, it is very, very fast. It is very responsive and smooth. But if that's not enough, you have 6GB and 8GB of RAM. That means that you can almost open as many apps as you'd like, and it won't even slow down your device. So overall, I'm very satisfied with the performance. As for the 3300 mAh battery, the battery life is what you expect from a modern day smartphone. It should last you an entire day with a bit left in the end. But if you do need to charge, you can use a dash charger, and it'll charge about 15 to 20% for every 10 minutes. And onto the camera. If you're planning to use this as some sort of video camera, then you might be a little bit disappointed. For one, it does not have optical image stabilization. It only has electronic image stabilization, which also only works in some modes. 4K and 1080p 60 does not work. It only has it in 1080p 30 frames per second. But I gotta give them credit that when it does work, it works surprisingly well. There are still some hiccups, but still, it works very, very well. Another thing that might disappoint you is the video quality itself. 4K looks alright actually, but 1080p and 1080p 60 frames looks very blurry and mushy and just overly compressed to my eyes. So if you want to take half decent video, I suggest shooting in 4K. But remember that you won't have any stabilization shooting in 4K. With video out of the way, let's talk about photos. Photos are a complete 180 from the videos. I thought the photos coming off of this camera looks fantastic. Colors are great, HDR works well, in low light noise is controlled very well while keeping detail. So overall, I'm very, very satisfied with photos coming off of this camera. The only thing that stands out is the portrait mode, which blurs out the background and is supposed to mimic a professional DSLR camera look, but I found it to look too unnatural. But that's not a big issue because you can just not use it. Finally, onto the price and conclusion. Starting at $479 US, the OnePlus 5 has great build in both material and design, great performance, great camera for taking pictures, and decent battery life. If that is all you're looking for and you don't want to pay the premium for an Apple or Samsung device, then this is worth considering. But if you're going to shoot lots of videos, or you need a lot of storage, or you're going to frequently use it in a wet environment, then this may not be for you. If you like this video, consider subscribing and leaving a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, leave it in the comments below. I read all of it.